That's the weirdest story ever.
Yeah, exactly. But let me tell you something, man. That that I dropped was fucking glorious. They were singing about it in the halls of Valhalla.
I'm hollering.
All right,
hollering.
let's go ahead and jump right into the shit. Now, the funny thing about today's episode was it wasn't a bad episode. I did enjoy it. It was really heavy on the drama, light on the action. But I absolutely loved all of the shit that Jay and Michelle got for their stupid ass gameplay.
Yeah.
So they just
said we're not going to commit to. And first off, all right, listen. If you're going to fuck with Laurel, you got to be ready to go all the way. Because you can't do a light jab. You can't just smack in the back of the head and run away. She's going to come full force. You don't fuck around when it comes to Laurel. You can go after her. She's human. She loses, in elimination like anybody else, even though she has an impeccable fucking elimination record. But if you're going to take a shot at Laurel, do not fuck around. Go the whole way. They didn't commit. And everybody was right. I loved how everybody was calling them out during the deliberation about, like, what type of game are you playing here?
It was like just the most random choices. Like, and every single time, every single thing they said was, well, we haven't talked game. And I was like, dude, have you approached people, or are you just waiting for people to approach you? Like,
Jordan called it out. It was a weak excuse. And we were all everybody was able to see right through it.
Like, the whole thing, like, it was cringy. It was weird. They didn't know how to use their power properly. So it made them look like complete morons.
Because Jay is like never in the position of power.
Like,
Jay
and
this
Michelle
wasn't Jay's
have never
fault,
really
though.
been in a position of power.
No.
It was Jay's fault to the extent that he let this keep happening.
Jay, sit your stupid ass down.
Man, you really don't like Jay.
He's not your typical competitor. Okay, it's the reason
he's
why.
A fucking loser.
No. No. I'm not saying he's a loser. I'm saying
that's what you think.
No, this is what I think. Okay, I've seen him in Survivor. He didn't play the smartest game. Right now, he's not playing the smartest game. He's playing the stupidest game I've ever seen in my life. How you do not throw Johnny and Nani in, but you decide to throw Laurel, Veronica in, and
that part actually made sense. They wanted an
Laurel
IOU.
and Veronica were easy vets to call out.
Because Veronica is not the Veronica of old. Veronica is well past her prime. So let's keep it real, 100. And if he continues to have Veronica as a partner, I believe that the ship is going to be sinking.
All right. Let's go ahead and bring this episode in. Oh, man, this Jack Daniels just hit my mic. My phone.
That's the best drink ever.
Can't knock it. Hold on one second.
Whiskey is... Ooh, whiskey.
Ooh,
you know
whiskey,
what?
Yes.
I did not win any of the Powerballs I played.
Well, that's because you play too many, number one. All you need is one. Okay?
There was 330 million of these things.
I understand that, but
I think
the odds of you... the odds of you hitting is 0 to 1. You know what I mean?
No, it's 1 in every like 330 million or some shit like that. I'm tight, man. I'm tight. I was going to win all of this money. I was going to get $1 million. I was just going to spread it around, baby. I was going to start my own challenge. If I won the Powerball, I would give you $1 million.
You give me $1 million?
I would give you $1 million. If I got a $929 million take home, yeah, I could slide you $1 million. Rob, you get about $500,000.
Hey, that's love, baby. That's love. $500,000, I'll take it.
Hey, $500,000 ain't bad. $500,000 ain't bad. Cheers.
It'll be Millionaire Becky. Get out of here.
I heard that's just like, oh.
Millionaire Malik has such a nice ring to it. All right, let's go ahead and get it in. Oh, hold on. That Jack.
See, I don't do whiskey. Whiskey. Bad things happen when I drink whiskey.
Whiskey is for the classy. I'm not saying that you are not, but you gotta rediscover. You gotta find your whiskey, and your whiskey is Jack or Jameson.
The last whiskey I really indulged in was Fireball, and
that's not whiskey though. We said whiskey, not candy.
Well, let's just say weird shit happens to me when I get drunk on whiskey. It's just not that. And Remy. Whiskey and Remy, weird things happen.
Remy is
every single
cognac,
time.
and please stop referring to Fireball as whiskey. It's just
It's listed as whiskey on the bottle.
yeah,
Okay.
but we know, like we know. Anyway,
It's poor man's whiskey.
I'm going to go ahead and bring this episode in. Y'all ready?
Let's do it.
What's really good, Posters? Welcome to another episode of Love, War, Challenges. I am MTV Malik. He is Robert Stewart Jr. She is Becky at Giftmaster Bex. What's really good? Gang, 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 gang. You know what? The gang, gang thing is here to stay. Today we have a really, really fun episode of the challenge. Ride or Dies, episode 5?
Yes.
Yes, episode 5. Let's go ahead and kick it off. Not too much going on in the A block. Jay and Michelle, they're still feeling like rookies because, bitch, you are. We all know it takes 3 to 5 seasons before you're out of the rookie category.
Well,
unless you're somebody like a Fessy.
Jay's out of rookie because he's in his 3rd season.
I said they felt like rookies.
Mm-hmm.
See,
well, let's just
no. Why don't we just try listening for once?
You know what?
I love it. Hey,
just fucking with
snapshot.
We do see Mariah and Bananas starting to get it on, but Mariah fits all of the bills for Bananas. His prerequisites for what he's looking for a female: beautiful, young, and
naive.
I don't know. I don't really know that much about her yet. We have hardly ever heard her talk. Now,
hey, mommy gave good advice. Mommy said he's a snake.
Mommy been watching the show, but the best part of the A block is Jay and Jack's friendship that we have not seen remotely at all throughout this whole entire season. But apparently, I guess they're going steady now or whatever it is.
They're besties.
Yes, they're besties now. There was a pool party where fucking nothing happened. And then the house decides to have an emo night. And Jay and Jack did a song with Bananas on the guitar, which I thought was kind of cool. The song wasn't fucking terrible. What did you guys think of the song?
Go ahead, Becky.
I mean, it was a song.
It was a song. It could have been worse.
It's not like something I'll put on my Spotify playlist, but I give it.
You
I give it a go.
You just haven't heard it produced yet. You haven't heard the drums yet.
I'll say sit your stupid ass down with this stupid ass song.
Let them have their emo party with their emo song. I gotta say, Devin really killed the emo look.
Yes, absolutely.
With his flock of seagulls situation and just the sadness.
Speaking of sadness, let's go ahead and get into the daily. Today's daily is going to be called Royal Relay, and it's a relay race that involves swimming, endurance, and boats. This one
rowing, not just boats, rowing.
Well, yeah. What else are they going to be doing in the boats?
I don't know.
It's a challenge. It's either a rowboat or a kayak. Both going to have rows, unless I remember the time they had those little like the spy things where you hold on to it. That was different, but it's also not a boat. It was also cool. So
kayaks would have been easier apparently for these people.
Yeah, it was really bad. As this one looked really, really exhausting. It probably was a good one. And people was able to get a read on how people are performing. Just wasn't that much fun to watch. I mean, these things kind of got to be, not really that easy to film. What did you guys think of today's daily Royal Relay? Did you like it? Likes, dislikes? How did you feel about it?
How freaking Amber and Chauncey managed to DQ by sinking their fucking boat. Like, what did they even do? Like,
I knew exactly how they did it. So when one person reached out for the crown, they couldn't get it. So Chauncey went out to reach out with them. You got to have one person sitting in the boat to keep it level. Since they were both standing up and both tilting over, that's why the boat went over.
Amber should have sat her ass down.
Man, you think that would be like common knowledge or like, but they probably don't do a lot of rowing. They probably don't do a whole lot of kayaking. So
I spend very little time on the boat trying to row.
We know you will lose that. You know that you will lose that challenge then.
Well, the sheer fact that these people didn't know how to row the rows, and the fact that what was Mariah even doing? Like,
they couldn't even figure out. Mariah and Nani, they were just out there doing just super bad.
Like, look left, look right, look at the people doing it, and then follow suit. Like,
it's not that. Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, I have to really hand it to Jordan for figuring out how to roll that thing.
I said,
yeah, the joke was implied. Anyways,
I had to bring it out there.
I dislike him, but he does seem to always be able to figure shit out and get shit done. And he was fucking flying. Very impressive to see. It was even more impressive to see Anissa dick ride him by just, also being support. Jordan is trying so hard to seem like he's so supportive. I know he's fucking fuming over there at Anissa's performance. 24/7. He is just fucking fuming. I know he mad.
Well, I mean, she's doing better than Veronica, who swam the wrong direction because she wasn't looking where she was going.
Nobody expects Veronica and Laurel to win a single daily.
No, not with Veronica. That's like a anchor on Laurel.
And as good as Jordan is, no one is expecting him to win a daily either. Not with Anissa as his partner.
Right.
I mean, he came in pretty close.
No,
they were cruising pretty well.
If they win, if either one of those teams win a daily, that would be hugely impressive. Nobody has that check mark there. Maybe Jordan more so than others because he's able to pull just some crazy shit out of his ass. But
he's like the Michael Jordan of the challenge. Like he's gonna just drag her along with him.
Right. So this whole elimination came really close. I'm sorry, what were you gonna say?
I said it could probably come pretty close, especially Jordan never amazes me because he figures these things out. But with the whole rowing thing, in my opinion, you could tell those who did not go camping growing up. So when I saw that, I said that was made for me. I could have easily did that. I've just seen people flip off boats easily, so I know how that boat got sunk. I think my sisters went over a boat similar to that, and that was like in the 80s. But anyway, yes.
Camping is definitely overrated, if you ask me. But it really comes down to it really comes down to Devin and Tori, and it comes down to Michelle and Jay, and Michelle and Jay gets the win. Really good for them, because Lord knows they fucking needed it. Super bad. I thought the daily was kind of okay. It really fixed my need, but I wasn't too 100% impressed by a lot that was going on. But I thought Jay and Michelle did really well, especially because they needed one of these wins. Now, it comes down to deliberation and interrogations. Now, this is when shit starts getting good.
Oh, yeah, but definitely.
Yeah, this one shit starts getting good. They put up Anissa and Jordan, Jack and Laurel, Veronica and Darrell, and Kim and Colleen. They leave Bananas and Nani off because they want to IOU later. All right, guys. Good idea, bad idea. What do you think?
Trusting Bananas is the stupidest decision ever.
This isn't a long-term thing, though.
Money from his partner.
She screwed him first, but I don't think this is a long-term move. I think this is, hey, when you guys make your way back in there, forget my name. Yeah, I think it's a tit for tat kind of thing.
No, that was the stupidest move I've seen in challenge history. They truly showed that they were rookies at this, because my favorite part was when Laurel and Jack sits down and it's just complete silence the whole time. I was just like, boom, you knew you messed up. Why you even saying something? Y'all should have just went both y'all ways and let it be done. But they said themselves they won't make it for further left in the game, I believe. I say they'll last maybe 2 or 3 more episodes.
So for me, I don't think it was the absolute worst idea, nor was it a good idea. It really lies right in the middle. I do think having Bananas and Nani owe you one could come in handy, but I think once you start getting really, really late in the game, you really can't bank on that. But on the short term, it can help. But you have to put that in exchange for how much face they lost for not putting them in. It's like you put in all these other people, but you didn't put them in. Granted, they don't have to
guarantee that Bananas and Nani will win something and they'll end up protecting them in the long run. Because at the end of the day, they're not really, I mean, they won one, but...
No, Johnny was smart. He said the right things. He said, hey, if we get a chance, we'll definitely save you. Bananas knows good and damn well they're not going to be there long enough for him to even have to worry about that promise. He could promise the fucking moon. They're not going to be there long enough. So when we get down to the interrogations, a lot of these really, there's not really a whole bunch to go into it. My favorite moments from the interrogation was one, Veronica straight up calling them out for not going after Bananas. She was right in everything she said. And Jordan also kind of called him out for it too, even though I think it was in a interview. And
no, he called out them all in the actual thing as well.
Well, they don't know what they're doing, and they've been exposed for that. Now, the best one by far has to be Laurel's reaction to them. Jack and Laurel gave them nothing. They watched the Challenge USA, gave them absolutely nothing, and just stone-faced them. And I really think for them, that was kind of the best way to play it. They wasn't friendly, but also didn't do anything to make them more of a decision later. How do you feel about the way Jack and Laurel played this deliberation?
I mean, she was straight up like, do you actually have a question? Or are you just going to like talk at me and expect me to react to what you're saying? Because they really, honestly, they weren't asking questions. The only thing I really heard was, I didn't know where your head was at when it comes to this. So, you know, you never talk game to me. And I was like, what is this line of questioning? Like, and, there was nothing.
That's what Jordan called out. He said they had a very thin excuse, and he was right.
Yes, 100%. Laurel played a perfect veteran game and said, look, I've been here, done that. I ain't got nothing to say, because if it's me, I'm not saying nothing. Why? I said, you done already pretty much you made up who's going in, and I got a feeling it's me. I stay ready, so I don't have to get ready. So why do I have to talk to you?
And honestly, well, Laurel, everybody fears Laurel. And I mean, there's the reason why she was in there. I think the fact that Jay really didn't do anything just made him look weak.
He is weak.
And all they did was like apologize. I'm sorry.
You bring up a very good point.
Sorry.
You bring up a very good point. Who do you think is more at wrong for how this deliberation interrogation played out? Is this more on Michelle for pretty much making up that Laurel is somehow after her, or just more on Jay for allowing it to happen?
I think it's more on Jay. Jay is...
you fucking hate that kid, don't you?
No, you have... Okay, you have to go back and look at Survivor, okay?
I don't have to do anything to stay black and die.
That's y'all homework assignment, because I'm going back to how he played Survivor, okay? It's a reason why he did not win, and it's a reason why he has not won the challenge yet, and he won't never win the challenge if he don't become cutthroat. If you don't become cutthroat, he ain't winning nothing. Simple as that.
Trying to be too much of a friend?
Yes, it's too much. He's trying to make everybody happy, and no, he don't have any balls to play this game the way it's supposed to be played.
Yeah, but he's not the one making these moves. He's not the one that chose to go after Laurel. I'm sure he would have chose to rather save Jack.
But he's trusting Michelle because she's won $1 million already.
Wouldn't you?
Yes, I mean, hands down. If I haven't won anything, yes, I'm going to trust that person because that's my ride or die.
I mean, it's just they didn't have a strategy when they went in there. It showed that they had no idea what they were going to ask these people or how they were going to approach these situations. You could tell from the moment people started coming in, or even before they started coming, they were ashamed of their choices. They didn't like their choices. And you can't, if you don't have anything to back it up, you just look like an idiot. And that's what everybody called them out on, is like, you look dumb because you're not even asking me for anything. You're not really approaching this in the right way. They're not saying, what can you do for me in the future? They're not like, we want to work with you, so we need you to promise that if we don't send you in, you're going to work with us. There was nothing. There was literally like, I'm sorry. I didn't know what to do because I hadn't talked to you, and I wanted to, that was it. And I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, have you not watched a single season of the challenge?
No, they have not. And it's showing right there. I mean, even though you play Survivor and I talk big on Survivor, they are supposed to be more seasoned veterans to a game like this. They disappointed me in a lot of ways because, I mean, the Survivor is almost like the king next to the challenge. But you already showed that the challenge is 10 times better than Survivor because they more cutthroat over here than it is on Survivor. That's what where it looks like, in my opinion.
They just don't know these people.
No, they don't study.
They haven't done anything to really put themselves into a light where these people either respect them or fear them. There's two things in this challenge house. You either have to be respected, or you have to be feared, or you have to be both. Period. And if you have neither of those, you're fucked and you're gone.
I think not so much that they had that they didn't go in with any strategy. I think they went in with a terrible one. They definitely should have thought this shit through. I put this one on Michelle. Michelle's the one pushing this forward. She's the one that pushed not putting in Bananas and Nani, which helped turn the house against all the other vets they put in. She's the one that wanted to go after Laurel. This is definitely on her, even though I think this was a good time for Jay to assert himself and make it be known. We're not going after one of my friends. And we're going to get to this in a minute. Actually, let's get to it now. The fallout from this interrogation. We have Michelle trying to make nice with Laurel. And Laurel is a cold piece of work. Always has been. And she made Michelle feel so small and so petty, and she wasn't in the wrong for doing that. Wasn't in the wrong for doing that at all. And I think the problem with Laurel is people fear Laurel. They fear her a lot. And if you're going to take a shot at Laurel, go the whole fucking way. You sitting here trying to make nice, it was total bullshit. And Laurel will call you out on it. She's like, now you want to have a conversation? We could have had this conversation before you put me in danger. And she was right. I actually side with Laurel on this one.
Yes, I sat with Laurel too because she is a competitor. Michelle she's playing too much of a scared game. If you're gonna make a mistake, hey, own up to it. Be the bigger person, and still come in there with the confidence. I said, hey, it don't matter who I go against. I stay ready so I don't have to get ready. Simple as that. If you want to go ahead and take a shot at me, you go right ahead because at the end of the day, when the dust is settled, I'm gonna whoop your ass. It's simple as that.
I think they just knew that they had nothing to go off of. I think that's just what it was. They're like, you guys have nothing. So why am I going to try and talk to you about anything?
No, 100%. Being cold in this scenario was totally fine. Michelle definitely deserved it. This was just a bonehead move through and through. Before we get to elimination, a couple of things I want to touch on. Laurel is talking to Veronica about working with the rookies, saying, hey, we're going to find ourselves down here. We might as well become cool with the people who work down here. I don't think that was ever solidified, but what do you think about the idea of, hey, we're both going to be down here all of the time. Let's make sure we save each other.
I think it's a smart move. I honestly think Laurel was thinking outside of the box and kind of more long term. If we're going to be down here, it's just like, it's the same thing that happened during, what was it? Was it Final Reckoning? Yeah, it was Final Reckoning when they had the Redemption House where they're like, you got me, I got you, no matter what, blah, 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 blah. So it just makes sense to do it that way. I also understand, though, that they do have relationships, especially with the other people that are in the house. Like, are you really going to want to turn against a friend? There's a catch-22 there.
Those relationships aren't really helping right now.
Yeah, and that's true. But knowing Veronica, she's still a political mastermind. The physical attributes are not there anymore, let's face it. She's diminished in that area, but her political mind is still up there with the best of them. So I thought she was gonna pull the trigger on it, but I think she made a smart move by not pulling that trigger just yet. But I think it's something big brewing with Veronica. It's no telling how this thing is gonna turn out.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think Veronica has at least one bomb for this season. I think it's going to go off. I think it's going to fuck people shit up. And I think she's going to be voted out within 2 weeks after this said event.
Right.
But all reality is one of the qualities she brings to the show. Let's go ahead and move on to this elimination. So I was thoroughly surprised by how this played out. Jay and Michelle come up and they say that they're putting in Laurel and Jack. Now, Jack played it 100% right. When Jay came to talk to him to smooth it over, he put a smile on his face. He said he's quick to forgive. He said all of the right things. I think maybe if Laurel played that card a little bit, they would be safe. But that's not Laurel. That's not how she gets down. It never was. Say what you want about her. She's at least true to that shit. She don't fuck around. If she feels burned by you, then it's on. It's on. And if you were a real student of this game, you would fucking know that. But I was also surprised that Jay was able to overcome his friendship with Jack and actually pull this off.
I think he knew that it wasn't. I think he knew no matter what happens, he was fucked with his friendship with Jack. So I don't think he had any real like, it is what it is. I've already burned the bridge.
It's game time. Pump all that. Pump all the talk this friendship stuff. It's almost $1 million on the line. Man, please put that on the side. This is business. Let's take care of business. If you're gonna be friends, we're gonna be friends outside of this. We're not gonna be friends on no inside the game. I'm a totally another person inside the game than what I am outside the game.
Now, so we know that Laurel and Jack is going in. So that leaves Darrell and Veronica, Kim and Colleen, and Anissa and Jordan. Now that we know that they're going in, I'm just like, the only thing that makes sense is you got to make sure you put in Jordan and Anissa. Like, if they don't pull the dagger, they have to go in. This is the best case scenario for everyone in the house. Because getting Anissa out, who is an elimination beast on the female side, and getting Jordan out, who is so fucking good at everything, makes the most sense. Everyone's happy with them gone. Except for maybe Tori, who apparently confessed that she's still in love with him. And oh God, that shit just so, hold on.
No, I mean, it makes sense because he was the one that broke up with her. He was the one that broke up with her.
How is that somehow even more gross? Like, you didn't even dump Jordan. Jordan dumped you.
Right.
Yeah.
Y'all killing me on that one.
It is what it is. Jordan wisely has said the N-word on multiple occasions. Just want to put that out there. Anyway,
that's true.
Moving on.
Telling the truth.
So, Jordan and Anissa do not pull the safe dagger. Colleen and Kim do not pull the safe dagger. Best case scenario, Veronica and Darrell do. Now, Darrell's not dumb. Darrell just got his ass waxed by Jordan on fucking All-Stars. Veronica knows that she can't see Anissa in a fucking Actually, depending on what the elimination is, it could go either way, but my money's on Anissa. She's done it a lot more and a lot more recently.
I mean, she's beaten Anissa before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that was 26 years ago. So.
No, she beat her recently.
I'm joking.
30,
I'm joking.
It was something
relax. I'm playing.
Because I was going to say now.
It was. I think it was Dirty 30 that she sent to her.
Now listen, most obvious choice. If you are Darrell, if you are Veronica, you are putting in Jordan and Anissa. Right?
I would.
Of course we would. Okay, on a scale of 1 to how run that back. Shouldn't say that. On a scale of 1 to 10, how stupid was it for them to pull this move? Veronica saves Jordan and Anissa, and they send in Kim and Colleen. Dumbest. I mean, you thought Jay and Michelle was making stupid moves. That was the dumbest fucking move because this affects everyone's game. You're keeping these two people in.
You want to get rid of Jordan. The
ASAP.
first opportunity you get. Jordan and Bananas are the two people you want to get out
Wes and
before
CT
the
too.
final. But mind you, again, I'm talking about this particular season.
Yes.
Wes and CT aren't on this. So, yes, Jordan is number one on you need to get rid of scale. Whether he's with Anissa or not, like I said, there's a reason why he's so good at everything. I feel like he could literally drag her ass through this final. It would be hard.
I don't think he's that good.
I would be really.
He's not Landon.
If anybody could do it,
Landon could.
it would be Jordan. I don't even like him. I hate him as an individual. I don't hate him. I just strongly dislike him. Hate's a strong word. But
I hate that nigga.
I don't know him, so I can't hate someone I don't know.
Oh, sure you can.
I like the move that Veronica made because she made us believe that she was going to throw the rookies in at first. And I thought she was going to save the rookies at first.
Oh, she's making good TV. She know what she's doing.
Yes, she was. But when she flipped and it said, I'm saving Anissa and Jordan, I thought that was a smart move because she said,
look at what I can do. This is what I can do to fuck you over.
100%.
Being an amazing person and not doing it.
100%.
She made herself look good, period.
Yes, she got herself some social currency on that. And I thought that if you was going to do it that way, I think she played it the best way to be played. I still would have made that move. It would be better getting them. More people would be appreciative of you getting out Jordan.
Or Laurel.
Yeah. And
I don't
would be
think
more
she was losing that one. She might not have lost that.
Yeah.
Because it would have been Jordan and Anissa that would have went home. Then you still got Laura and Jack you have to deal with.
Either way, one of them is going home. It's a win.
Let's be honest.
Not so much on the guy side, but on the female side, yeah. If Jordan goes home, that's great for the guys. If Laura goes home, that's great for the girls. Somebody's going to fucking win heavy.
At the end of the day, Laurel said something during her conversation with Michelle that stuck out with me. She's like, I'm not even winning. Like, why are you worried about me right now?
Yeah,
so like
why
I'm
are we
winning
talking
anything.
right now?
So that to me was like, that's true. She really isn't winning shit. So even if she wins this against Jordan and Darrell, I'm sorry, Jordan and Anissa, sorry. I'm not that worried because she's got an ankle weight attached to her from Jack. I'm not going to lie. That boy's not going to win a daily.
But you got to also remember too, Laura only got one championship behind her name.
But listen, winning the challenge is like winning the Super Bowl. You really only need one to be a champion. These things are hard to win.
Yes, they are hard to win because I've experienced this and I know what they're going through. So that's why I said she only got one. So she's not really that much of a threat. Cara is more of a threat than Laurel.
Agreed.
I also agree with that.
All right.
Thank you, Becky.
Let's go ahead and move on to the elimination.
What do you think I was going to say Cara was?
Because you was going to start another shit show if you said something negative about Cara Maria.
Listen,
no,
I love
we all
Cara,
fucks with Cara.
but I will never not say if she's bad at something. Let's just be honest.
No, I can. You can love and still criticize. I love my New York Giants, and I can criticize when there's bad coaching or bad receiving or whatever. But let's go ahead and move on to the elimination.
Cara has her faults just as much as she has her positives.
That's true.
I can talk today. Blech.
Today's elimination is called Give Me Some Slack, and it's a fucking puzzle.
It's an interesting puzzle, though.
Yeah, it was interesting. I wasn't too great about it. Pretty much, we've seen this before. It's a partners thing. One partner goes up, the other one has to go down, vice versa. One partner got to scream out what the puzzle is going to be. I didn't find it super exciting to watch, but it did come down to the wire because originally Kim and Colleen was fucking skunking them, and then they just started, what did Jay say? Stalling. Yeah, they were off by one. Laurel and Jack came from behind. They got the win. Really not a whole lot to talk about this one. Laurel was behaving like Laurel does. Kim and Colleen just appear to be so sweet. It really kind of sucks to see them go.
No, not really.
What do you mean? I thought they brought a lot. They performed pretty decent. They didn't bitch and moan. They got involved in house drama and hookups. And they went into the drawer, what, 3 times?
something like that. But
Yeah, I thought they did pretty well.
Sooner or later, you knew that was going to happen, that they were going to get sent home.
Absolutely, it was. But this is their first season. It happens to most people during their first seasons. There are very few turbos out there who's going to come in and win their first season. Very few.
Amber. Did Amber win her first season too?
But she don't count. I'm just
no.
She don't really count.
She counts 100%. She won.
No, yes, she did, but I
don't put an asterisk
there. Yeah. Don't do that. She won. She beat every other female who was out there. Yes, she did.
No, well, I'll put it like this. I said if 90 could have got up the hill quicker, it would have been a different story.
But they didn't.
That's true.
They didn't.
That's true.
And she took what was given to her, and she scored a win. Don't try to invalidate her win. Yo,
I'm not trying to
Becky.
invalidate
Becky, wait. Hold on a second, Becky.
On.
Yo, look at Rob coming at the black woman. Like, what's the deal?
Oh, that's
what's
cold.
the deal with that?
That's cold.
I'm just saying.
Oh, that's cold. You gonna play that card on me?
I'm just saying. That's what it kind of looks like. I'm not feeling that. Now, give Amber her flowers, man.
No.
And she plays a clean game, and she has done nothing to nobody and has to go through much unneeded adversity for no other reason besides she's a winner. Bringing it home for Big
Leroy win. I wanted to see Leroy.
I want to see Leroy win too, but she brought it home for Big Brother. Brought it home for Big Brother.
She was the first Big Brother that managed to cross the finish line.
Yep,
yes, she was.
Brought it home. Anyway, Okay. Let's go ahead and rate today's episode 1 to 5 stars. Let's start with Rob.
I knew he was finna pick me. I was
You're good. I'm tired of your shit, sir.
You talk all the shit about my point system, so you're gonna go first.
It's a 4. It's a 4. I mean, it would have got a 5 if it had a better elimination round and a better daily.
So half the episode, gotcha.
It's a 3. It was a 3. It wasn't very solid at all. I mean, the drama was decent, but it was so cringy. The entire time I was going like, You know when you watch those movies and it gets to the part where the person embarrasses themselves in front of everybody? Like, that part makes me feel very uncomfortable. You stop talking shit while I'm talking, sir. But anyway, but yeah, the whole thing felt uncomfortable. I just wanted Michelle to shut up the entire time. I'm just like, you're making it worse. And I wanted Jay to speak up because he was just looking like a fucking wet dog. Like he's a beaten dog in the corner and they just left him there. Like, that's just what he looked like to me the entire, like, the emo mood was entirely Jay this entire fucking episode. Like, I can't. So yeah, no, it was a 3. It was okay, but I wouldn't watch it again. It's too cringy for me.
Becky, you win. Today's episode was a 3. The daily looked like it was good, but it wasn't a lot of fun to watch. The elimination was whack. I mean, don't get me wrong. Puzzles are fine, but I wasn't feeling this one. Now, it was heavy on the drama, but the drama was really kind of superficial. The drama was kind of lame. But it was heavy on the drama, and it could be worse. It was a very Michelle-centric episode, and I don't know how much of a fucking I could actually put up with during this episode. Apparently, it was a lot. So we got a lot of that. Today's episode was a 3. Hopefully we get to see more Amber, more Nerese, more bananas coming up in the future, because these rookies, Jay and Michelle, they're not going to carry the show. I would have fucking gave my left nut for more Olivia, but I digress. Anything else happen on Twitter or IG that we missed out on that we don't know about or should go ahead and get into before we get out of here?
Well, apparently there was talk because Anissa had mentioned, I guess, that somebody was going around trying to rile people up, saying that Cara and CT were going to show up as like similar to the way everybody else did. And she said, oh no, Laurel and all of them said half of the cast would walk off the show if CT and Cara showed up. Or maybe it was just Cara and herself that they were like, oh, da 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 da. And of course, you see Pauly out there, you know, making comments about trying to get Laurel to admit that she actually said that she would walk off the show because Cara being on there, which is really interesting because I just recently remember a live that fucking she did where she said she doesn't have an issue with Cara anymore. So
Thank God.
apparently this is news to me that she all of a sudden has another problem with Cara.
Listen, no disrespect to Laurel and what she accomplished, but and she's a great challenge competitor. But if Laurel was to walk off the show, absolutely no one would give a fuck at all. And check this out. I don't dislike Laurel. I like Laurel. Laurel is the type of competitors that the challenge could use more of. And she may seem really, really cold or whatever, but she always stayed kind of true to herself, at least from what I'm able to see on TV. And I can fuck with that. But to think that her walking off, or even her and Tori, is going to move the needle, it's not. And then when Pauly goes off and starts saying shit, you know, comments like that only give more weight to what he's saying. In all reality, for somebody to be the face of the show and just to stop getting calls, like, what is it really? Like, it sounds like Pauly may be right about there being I don't want to say conspiracy, but a group of people in the house who are trying to keep them out no matter what. I don't know if that's the case. I'm not going to put too much weight and stuff into rumors, but all reality, not having somebody like Cara Maria on, or somebody like Pauly who's going to make excellent TV, it just smells funky. But with that said, that's all I got. Now, thank you guys all for watching. Thank you guys all for listening. Make sure you follow us on Instagram and Twitter at LWC Podcast. Follow us on Facebook and TikTok at Love War Challenges. Go ahead and cop your official Love War Challenges gear at shop.lwcpodcast.com, and our website is lwcpodcast.com. Get all of your customizable challenge gear and accessories at shopthechallenge.com. And make sure you listen to Love War Challenges on Apple and Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, or your favorite podcast app. That is going to do it for us. Once again, I am MTV Malik. He is Robert Stewart Jr. She is Gift Master Bex. It's the Love War Challenges. Good night.